Let's go to Ephesians chapter 6, verses 10 through 12, and this should shed some light on it. Ephesians chapter 6, verses 10 through 12, and I have it here on the screen. Reading from the KJV. That's usually not my first preference, but I like the way it comes across. It says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles or the schemes of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood," or we struggle not against flesh and blood, "but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." And then Paul specifically goes on and talks about the pieces of armor that we're to put on and what they represent. Now, we have to ask this question as well. Why is it that we as Christians are fighting against flesh and blood? Do you know where I'm coming from? We get into conflicts with other people as if they're the primary enemy. And they're not. See, really what it is Satan is behind it all. He is behind it all. And those people, whether they're conscious of it or subconscious of it, they are in agreement with Satan. They may not be fully aware, but it doesn't matter. They are in agreement with Satan, and thus they do his bidding. That's it. And so you're really not fighting against them. The fight is against, well, at least, and this is just one layer, against Satan, it seems. On the other hand, think about this. When we are in agreement with God every day and every moment, then God manifests his glory through us, and when people see us, they see Jesus. So on the other hand, when you see people who are doing all of this crazy stuff and evil stuff, they're doing what Satan is manifesting through them. When we are in agreement with God, God is manifesting his glory through us. So that's what that text is all about. But when we read this passage, at first glance, it seems to be saying that we are to battle against Satan and his cohorts. Duke it out with the devil. Ah, Michelle, you just said it. You're just swinging at air. When you read that, if you have that understanding, that would be in contrast to what we just read, 2 Chronicles chapter 20, verses 13 through 17, where it states clearly the battle is not yours, but it's God's. And you don't have to fight it. God fights for you. That is not the only place where that says that. That is all throughout the scripture about God fighting for you and standing firm. Standing firm. So how do we reconcile this difference? How do we reconcile the split? Well, to have a better grasp of what the Apostle Paul is saying here in Ephesians 6, 10 through 17, we need to recognize that too many of us, myself included, sincere as we might be, and sincerity is not enough. You can be sincerely wrong. We're sincerely fighting the wrong battle.